Appreciate it. All right. Is this real smoke or is this...
Bryan Adams, baby, woo!
I know we're in North Carolina, but is this real smoke or is this all the tobacco? Jane, I love you. Good to see you. Haley, how you doing? Where's Spencer? I know Spencer's here. He's around here. Spencer works with us. Following camera, how y'all doing? It's good to see you, Fit. Good to see everybody. Well, hey, I am humbled. I don't think Andy just left. I don't know if I've ever had a intro like that. That was one of the most humbling intros I've ever had. I don't know if I can live up to it. I can tell you this is such an exciting opportunity for me personally to be here with all of you guys. It is amazing to watch what you guys are building. And I'm just humbled to be partners. Whenever Andy called me that night and he said, we want to talk about this and I want to talk about it soon, there was no choice but to jump on a plane and come see them that next morning because it was such an opportunity. I've admired this organization for so long. And what you guys are building here at the Alliance is truly unlike anything else. So, how you doing? I feel like Andy. But it is like so humbling to be here. And so there's just a few things I want to share with you guys. And I know a lot of people have questions about what we're doing here at Integrity and just this idea that we've had. And really what we're building is something just incredibly strong. And we're just getting started. And we need more partners to help us with that. And listen, I don't know how you guys got in the business, but I want to start by just taking you back to how I got in the business. How I got into this business was exactly how the people that you're recruiting are needing to get into this business. This business is the best business that I've ever seen. This is the best business, I think, in the world. And it's a business that we recognized in 2020 was essential. Literally, you are essential workers. And it is such an impressive thing that we do. So I grew up in West Texas. I grew up in a small town, 1,800 people. My parents owned funeral homes. And growing up in the 80s, being named Bryan Adams, and you got all the Bryan Adams jokes. My parents owned funeral homes, and so I got all the Adams family jokes. And so growing up, I saw my mom and dad. My mom kind of ran the business. Mostly my dad, it was his passion to serve people and help them plan for their funeral. And I saw them in this town that every time we'd be at family dinners, we didn't eat a lot of family dinners, frankly, because my mom and dad worked all the time, and it was more of a calling for my dad and my parents than anything else. And so whenever we'd be eating dinner, my mom and dad would be talking about, I can't believe these people don't have anything planned. And my mom was kind of the business person. It wasn't her, passion about serving people as it was my dad's. And my dad would just say, you don't have to pay anything. I'll take care of it. And he would help everybody out. And my mom's sitting there going, I know you're taking care of their family, but how about taking care of our family? And so this was, at 8 or 9 years old, I remember hearing these stories of people not having plans in place. And I remember early age, like, how in the world do these people not have plans in place? Everybody knows that death is like a guaranteed, right? Like they say death and taxes. I know a lot of people who get around taxes. We don't know people who get around death. It's just something that's guaranteed. And so I remember thinking like early on, like that this is crazy that people aren't planning for this. And then I went to college and I was working at Eddie Bauer in the mall. I learned how to fold shirts there. That's one of the only things I've really learned is how to fold shirts. And I'm a world-class shirt folder. Because everybody comes in and they would move around all their shirts, and then you're like, shit, I got to fold all that. And so I learned how to fold shirts really well. But I remember standing and I got to know this client that kept coming in. He was a sharp-dressed guy. I'm in college. And I finally just said, like, he's wearing a three-piece suit. I'm like, what do? you come in here, you always spend a lot of money. What do you do? He said, I'm in the insurance business. I help people plan for their final expenses. I was like, that's crazy. My dad owns funeral homes. I've been wondering, like, why more people don't do this. So we started talking. He said, you ought to come work. And so this guy was one of the sharpest, best guys in the world. And so I decided to go work with him. And I was making $5.10 an hour. And I said, I can't, leave my job. But because I had to pay for school. $5.10 an hour is a lot back in the 90s. So I'm like, I can't leave my job, because I got to pay for this. But I'll come out and help you. Well, so I show up the first day. He gives me this manager, and it's not the sharp guy named Gary that I was working with. There's a guy named Terry, who was this guy it was an interesting manager that I had. He was one of these guys that we sat down, we started making phone calls, set appointments. And then he started taking us, and this guy could sell anything. This guy was the best salesman I've ever seen. First appointment we go into this lady's house, and so Terry smoked like one after the other, smoked cigarettes, one after the other, and we drove a minivan, and he would never roll his windows down, ever. And so I'm like, can you give me a break? Like, I just need a little bit. I'd roll down my window, he'd roll it back up. And so he said, so we get in this house, and this lady goes, oh my God, she starts sneezing. She goes, I can't do this. I'm really allergic to smoke, and I just can't do this. I'm not going to be able to go through this meeting. And he goes, ma'am, so am I. We just came from an appointment meeting with the lady, just helped the lady. She was smoking a cigarette, blowing it on us the whole time. I'm dying right now, but if I can get through this, do you think you can get through this? She goes, well, honey, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I can help get through it. He sells her. And I'm like, oh, my God, this guy is legit. He's a great salesman. But the problem with Terry as a manager, this is the problem with Terry as a manager, he was so good. It was innate. He was, you know those people who just is natural. Well, it wasn't natural for me. I was folding shirts the day before, and I'm just like, just tell me what to do. I can do anything. Just give me the script, tell me exactly what to say, and I'll do it. Like, I'll do anything. And he would not give me anything. So I would be writing down his words, trying to remember this. And then he gives me a lead, and some of you guys have heard me talk about this. He gave me a lead, and it literally looked something like this. It looked kind of like this. And it was one lead card, and it was getting lost. We would just go and knock on the door, and we'd say, ma'am, I'm looking for this address. I can't meet with you right now, but I can come back. I'm trying to help this family. Do you know where they live? They would give you directions, and then you'd say, well, can I come back and help you tomorrow at 10 or 2? And you'd set the appointment. And it was just a door-knocking strategy. But he wouldn't tell me anything. So I call him up. I get my first appointment doing that. And I call him up, and I'm so excited. And I'm like, oh, my God, I finally got this opportunity. And I get in this, and I said, I'm meeting with him tomorrow at 10. He goes, I'll help you. I'll be there. And so he gets there, and he closes the deal. And he said, I just made $1,400. And I'm sitting there thinking, I can't believe I made that much money. He goes, no. I've talked to those people before. I get. So I'm like, hold on. I'm the one who got in. Like, I don't need your help anymore. So I never once called Terry to ride on an appointment with me. The next appointment, I made $1,200, and I quit my job at Eddie Bauer. But I tell you this, is I literally started thinking, how in the world if you're going to build an organization, how do you build something to where you can help people? With this idea of abundance and this idea that everybody can win. There's enough to go around for everybody. And I made that commitment to myself that day that was the tuition that I had to pay to learn this point. That whatever I'm ever going to do, if I'm going to ever be in this business or any business, I'm going to do everything I can to help others succeed and help them be as successful as I am, because There's whatever Terry's doing now, he's probably not here anymore, but whatever he's doing, is that guy never really had any abundance in his life, I bet, because he would never help others get it as well. And so I made this commitment when I was 20 years old that if I ever had my chance to build an organization, that I would build it where I was thinking about creating something to help others and train other people. And so as we started, and as big as Integrity is now, when I started this, we had nothing. Literally, I was borrowing money for literally 3 years. I had to have my partners co-sign on a note just so I could pay my rent and my house bills, just so I could live. But I had this purpose in my mind that this is something we can create. And if we all come together, rising tide will raise all boats. And we can all accomplish more. And so as we created Transamerica's products and Mutual of Omaha's products, it's always been about this idea of how do we help everybody have more and we'll all be taken care of. And so part of integrity is that whole idea, is that if we all come together, we can serve more people. At the end of the day, these people need our product. These are real people that go down to a funeral home and their family are going to be lost, and it's a difficult time, and they need the products that we offer. And we can change people's lives with that. And if you've ever delivered a claim check, you know that's the case. My best friend, since I was 4 years old, tragically died 4.5 years ago. And I was sitting with his wife, and we're talking the next day, and we're talking about, she's like, I just can't believe it. He was the breadwinner of the family. And she said, do you remember that life insurance product you guys sold them? And one of the guys that worked with us sold them a term policy for $500,000. She said, I wonder if that's still in effect. We call it up, and that day, we found out that he had this $500,000 and they were going to pay that out. And today, she has 2 little kids. She's still in the house. And she's okay. Like she's gone through that. But guys, like we have a chance to change lives. And if you think about the tens of billions of dollars of those same stories that we don't hear about, it's crazy how many people's lives that we can help. And so at Integrity, our whole purpose is to help people plan for the good days ahead. And what that means to us is when somebody's sitting at a hospital and they just found out that they had cancer, heart attack, stroke, COVID, some major life event, we want to have a health insurance product to take care of them. So they can focus on getting better and not having to worry about their health or their financial health. Or when somebody goes into a nursing home, it's one of the most difficult times of somebody's life. We want to have a long-term care or short-term care product in that person's home to take care of that moment, because that's a difficult time. And when somebody passes away, we want them to be able to take care of the emotional and difficult time that they're going through, so that they can so they can be with their family and not worry about the financial stress. And like when we gave Holly that check, like I was there, and it took the pressure off, right? You heard from Kim Clark, who works with us today. Kim's an amazing person. Absolutely amazing person. But what we're doing in the Medicare market, like one of my friends, his mom's right now in the ICU. She had a heart issue. She went in, had to have a triple bypass, and then she literally has had a massive issue with it, and she may not make it. And he's one of my best friends. He said, I've heard you talk about Medicare, but I never realized what that was. He said, now my mom's been in the ICU for 3 weeks. And I don't know how much this would all cost us, but the fact that she has a Medicare policy means we don't have to pay a dime. And he said, and it's taken the pressure off, like the financial stress off, so we can be there to pray with our mom and be there for our mom. Like what we get to do is change people's lives every single day. And so the number one number that we focus on at Integrity is not the $7 billion of premium that we'll sell this year. It's not the hundreds of thousands of agents that we have. It's not the thousands of employees we have. It is that one person sitting at a hospital, just like my friend, or that one lady who just found out her husband died and the claim is going to be there, those are real people. And in Integrity, we will help enroll over 2.2 million new people this year into those products. And it's a massive, it's a massive thing that we have the opportunity to be able to serve others. And what we've been able to do, this idea that whenever I first sat down with Andy and Jim Henson, and we were in Amsterdam, I think it was, Jane, that we sat down and we started talking about this idea that if we focus on those people, if we focus on the end result of helping each one of those people, then we should stop competing. We should check our egos at the door. We should stop focusing on all the other BS that's out in the market. Don't worry about what commission rate I'm on, what company it is. It's how do we serve more people? And if we have a higher purpose, you can scale purpose. And if we can have a higher purpose, we can serve more people. And at the end of the day, we'll be taken care of. And so what we created at Integrity is this idea that if we partner together, if we come together, we can accomplish more and we can serve more people. And so I say that to you to tell you a couple of things. First of all, there is some kid, I don't think Eddie Bauer wasn't cool when I was in college. It's probably isn't cool anymore. Certainly not anymore. But there's some kid that's in some retail store, at some hotel, some restaurant, driving some Uber right now that needs to hear from you. That needs to hear from you, literally. That this is a career opportunity that you can serve others. And if you find people who serve others, listen, we can change the world. We can change the world. That's what I was. I had nothing. Like literally nothing. And this guy gave me a chance. And the thing about what you have here at the Alliance, you have all the system. And you have Andy Albright and Paul Roberts, Fitz, Andy Riddle, Leventoviches. I even know how to say their name. That was too easy. I didn't say it right the first time. Good to see y'all. You have Andy Albright and this entire team. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen every business in the industry. In fact, we own most of them. No. Truly. No one has what the Alliance. No one. Seriously. No one has the system, has the people, has the technology, the CRM, the ARC, the contracts, the relationships, the knowledge. No one has Jim Henson. Listen, Jim Henson is a secret weapon that everybody needs to know about. No one has this stage. Nobody has this. I don't even know what to call this. This is like a Taj Mahal. This is unbelievable. No one has this. I don't have this in my office. I don't have anything near this. I feel bad coming here because my office, every time I go back, I'm like, golly, I wish I had a nicer office because this was so nice. No one has the leads. Nobody has Andy Albright or Robbie Kraft. Literally, guys. Or Jane Albright. What you guys need to understand. I was a kid in the field trying to make this stuff up on my own. And I would have given anything to have what you guys have. And now with all the different things that you have with the generational override bonus, the different opportunities that we're putting together, the lead systems that we're bringing in, the resources, and the opportunity to partner. We have literally this year, we will do over $2 billion in transactions. This is real. I will spend $2 billion on partnering with people. We have unlimited resources. I hear you guys laughing, Robbie. We literally have unlimited resources to partner with great people who are growing their business. Just follow the system, and we just need you to be here faster because we're on a mission because we have a higher purpose. And this purpose is to serve more Americans with these planning needs. And this opportunity we have is just getting started. So talk to the kids out there that you meet. We partnered with a guy this week, got a great video. Kid grew up in Russia. He moved to the U.S. when he was 21, had $1,000 in his pocket. The first night, he got taken advantage of to try to find a hotel. Next morning, he woke up, he had $600 in his pocket. That's a bad day. He was driving an Uber at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. And he's like, I got to do something better for my family. I've got to do something. He sees an ad about selling life insurance. He decides to take this risk and go and do it. And today, we gave him multi-million dollars. I literally wired him multi-million dollars, not just $1 million, multi-million dollars, and he's a partner at Integrity. This guy is a true American success story. He's a humble guy. And there's more of those that we need to bring in because we can't accomplish our purpose like without it. And so I've been trying to think of certain things to say just to get you guys to see the purpose, see the opportunity. I want to be clear, like the one thing I don't want to have happen is for us to come back here, for me to come back. We're going to be fine. Andy does not need to work anymore. I know. Paul and Tamara, they don't need to work. I don't need to work anymore. But it's about a higher purpose. And this purpose is we want more Americans to be served, but we want more of you to be our partners. And in what world can you come in and be able to go from driving an Uber to a partner of one of the fastest growing companies in the world? And so there's this really famous poet that I want to quote. I'm deep. You said I was smart? No one's ever accused me of that. So there's a very famous poet that I don't have my reading glasses. I want to quote because I want to leave you with this. By a poet named Eminem. There's another poet coming here. What does he say? Stop, collaborate, and listen. Right? So stop, collaborate. That's what you're doing. You're collaborating and listening. But here's the poet that I wanted you to hear from. It says, look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, in one moment, would you capture it? Or just let it slip by? You better lose yourself. You've got to lose yourself in that moment. You got to own it. You better never let go. You only get one shot. Don't miss your opportunity. And don't let this opportunity comes only once in a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, we were born in an era that a lot of people need our service. A lot of people need the products that you have the opportunity to serve and give. We will come up with all the products you need. We will provide all the leads you need. We'll provide all the opportunity. And we have all the opportunity we need to make it partners. Follow the system. No one has the glow bonus. No one has the system, the setup, the people in Andy Albright. Follow the team and be our partner. Like I am begging you because I don't want to come back here. I do not want to come back here and go, what in the hell happened? Like we all just did this amazing thing. Paul Roberts has said, we're having fun. Where are you? Like, I don't want to do that. And neither does Andy. Neither does Paul. We got it all. Like we want, and we can't do it on our own because this is a higher purpose that you cannot do on your own. And so we're begging you. Like I want to be your partner. People have asked me before, will you run out? When will you stop? I'm 45 years old. I don't want to stop at all. And we're just getting started because there's more people that need our products. And so, as Alexander Hamilton said, or at least Lindenwell Manuel, or whatever his name is, what does he say? I'm not going to waste my shot, right? So I just want to tell you how honored I am. Andy, thanks for being my partner. Paul, thanks for being our partner. We want to partner with all of you guys. It's been an honor of a lifetime. And it would be an honor of a lifetime to have all of you as our partners. So don't waste your shot. God bless you guys. Thank y'all for being that.